three beautiful children and all you ever do is worry, you're anxious and worried all the time, then all that love doesn't matter. You're anxious and worried. So an extraordinary quality of life means having an extraordinary quality of emotion, because our emotions control what we feel, obviously, but also what we do. When you're pissed off, you behave very differently than when you're feeling playful, or when you're feeling driven, or whether you're concerned, or caring, or warm, or loving. Again, we're frustrated. So our emotions change it all. That's really what I help people change, like a muscle, over day and night of doing things until it's automatic. You don't have to think about it. But for today, let's just look at it this way. If you want an extraordinary quality of life, that means to me life on your terms. Like, what do you really want from your life? Most people, you've given that up. As they get older, they've been disappointed so many times. They've been frustrated, disappointed in themselves, maybe disappointed in other people. Maybe you felt betrayed. Maybe you felt disappointed, but most people get enough of that and they just give up. When you're a kid, most people still had a vision for their life. Although kids today, you turn on the media, they don't think they have a future. The media, by the way, are good people. They're not trying to harm anybody. They're just trying to do their job. Their job is get your attention. They get paid if they get your eyeballs. That's why there's so much clickbait out there, where the headline doesn't really match the story. But once you click on it, they're paid. That's why they all know if it leads, it bleeds, it leads. That's what they talk about in the media, right? If it's a real problem, because our brains go to pain first, go to upset first. That's a survival instinct. But if we free ourselves from that, we can have an extraordinary quality of life. So jot down, if you would, first, there are two major skills, two fundamental skills you need to master if you want an extraordinary life. And these are the skills I really work with people on. Skill number one, you have to master the science of achievement. The science of achievement. Notice I call it science because it is a science. It is very specific. If I just finished interviewing a few years ago, I did a book called Money Master the Game, and I did Unshakable. I did a series of financial books. And the way I did them is I was so angry about what was happening in 2008, 2009 with our economy, because I've worked with one of the top financial traders on earth, a man named Paul Tudor Jones, for 23 years. He had the most successful time and the worst time in the stock market. 1980s, we had the stock market crash in one day, 20%. And he made 100% for his clients that year. Brilliant guy. So I've been working and coaching him all these years. He's unbelievably successful, and I learned a tremendous amount from him. But when things happened in 2008, I was so angry because I saw there were a few people who took advantage of all of us. And then their punishment was we gave them more of our money. It's just crazy. So I thought, I don't have all the ability, but I do have the ability to bring together some of the most brilliant people in finance. Let me write a book where I interviewed 50 of the smartest people on earth. Best investors ever, and let's find out what they do. They all do different things, but what they do in common, so we can find the science of what you and I could do to create financial security or financial freedom. And I wrote Money Master the Game and Unshakable. They're both #1 New York Times bestseller, not just New York Times, #1 because they met my billionaire clients' needs and they met someone just getting started. But it was based on modeling. So jot down, success leaves clues. If someone is successful at anything and they're able to do it over and over for a decade or more, they're not lucky. They're doing something different than you are. It's not that they're smarter, they're just doing something different. They have a different understanding, a different awareness in this area. And if you figure out what they do and do the same thing, you'll get the same results. If you sow the same seeds, you get the same results. So if you do these things financially, you'll develop financial security or independence or freedom. If you look at your body, all of us are biochemically unique to some extent. But aren't there some fundamental